Do you like Smurfs? What about jumping? Smurfs Mission Vileaf is an exploration platformer developed by Ozone Studio and published by Microids. You play through 5 chapters across 5 locations with 15 interesting and unique stages such as Forest Clearing and Outer Wall. There are 4 playable characters: Hefty, Brainy, Chef, Thicket, and Hefty, in that order. There is co-op in the game, but you play as Sam instead of one of the 107 named Smurfs in the known Smurfverse. There are 2 types of collectibles, one being almonds and the other being character-specific items placed throughout the stages. Hefty collects gifts symbolic of his buried sexual attraction to Jokey. Brainy collects pages of the Torah symbolic of his struggle and belief in science and faith in religion. Chef collects bottles of vodka symbolic of his hidden alcoholism problem. Thicket collects mushrooms symbolic of, well, let's just say Mario isn't the only one who likes shrooms. In the final chapter, Hefty collects roots symbolic of him accepting and becoming comfortable with being bisexual. The collectibles are used to upgrade your Smurfizer, which you won't need even on hard, so there's no point. If you fix up the village, Papa Smurf will make you new colors for your spray, but I said to him, "No thank you, Papa Smurf. I like my dirt cloud brown just fine." Visually, it ran at, sorry, I just, I can't. God. Fuck. Oh no. No! They're in my head. They're in my head! Gameplay is as one may expect of a platformer. You jump. Moving on. In Chapter 2 you get a glide. And in Chapter 3 a charge that sounds like a Geonosian Sonic Blaster. Also, health pickups are sarsaparilla leaves. There's no reason to attack enemies at all unless you're locked from progression, as it's much faster to run to the objective. In later chapters, as though I were a German gunner on D-Day, I had to cleanse wave after wave of enemies to artificially increase difficulty instead of just making the platforming more challenging. He's right behind me, isn't he? The story is about cleaning up Gargamel's mess after he summons an infectious plant using a spell from a Book of Despair. Your Smurfizer heals the surrounding area from infected plants, but much like doctors in the Civil War, my healing results in the death of others. The only cure for the infection is to make an antidote, with the ingredients being Gamer Girl bathwater, Cinnabar, and a daisy. Chapter 1 is a quick intro to the mechanics and general plot of the story, as well as getting the final part for the Smurfizer. In Chapter 2, Brainy volunteers to find the bathwater as he's down bad for Papa, and wants his throbbing blue rod to peg him day and night. Chapter 3 is about Chef stealing the mineral from a human castle that's dedicated to cooking. We also search for Chef Tok Tok, but unfortunately are too late, and we find his mangled corpse halfway through the level. Chapter 4 is about Bitchette being a girl boss queen and finding the missing Papa Smurf in the swamp. All the while, the men of the village call me every 5 minutes and want to help and protect me. Well, let me tell you what, I don't need no man.
Smurfette, can you hear me? Are you okay?
Chapter 5 is about Hefty heading to Gargamel's house and setting off a potent chemical gas bomb. See, this is war, and to protect their village, Papa and Hefty are willing to do the unspeakable. Thankfully, it's Smurf-sized, because otherwise everyone in a 3-mile radius would be choking to death on their own blood.
Hello, guys. Can you hear me? Yes, this is Papa Smurf. Have you arrived at Gargamel's house?
We obliterate the Book of Despair and destroy the source of the infection.
Tell Hefty I'm sending him a kiss, Papa Smurf.
I'll be giving you something hefty tonight, don't you worry. The Smurfs had been saved. After this colossal failure, Gargamel proceeded to write his suicide note, and his body was found a few days later in the swamp. All in all, I give it 3 psychotic breaks out of 1 new mental disorder. I came for Smurfette and stayed because I have a sub 10-minute refractory period. I've got a lot of Smurfette R34 to sift through, so I'll end it here. This has been Zudoba.